Welcome to Thunder Live on FanDuel Sports Network, presented by Toyota. Let's go places. Emirates NBA Cup action in downtown Oklahoma City. And if you're a Thunder fan, this one did not disappoint. Oklahoma City absolutely putting the clamps on the Phoenix Suns, walking away with a historic 49-point win, which is the largest in NBA Cup history. Everybody got in on the action. The Thunder led by as many as 53 points. And now this group advances to the NBA Cup semifinals in Las Vegas. As we welcome you inside of Paycom Center and into Thunder Live, I'm Paris Lawson alongside Royce Young. And that now marks a 16-game win streak for Oklahoma City, which is the longest win streak now in OKC history. Now improves to 24-1 on the season, which matches the best record all time through the first 25 games of the season. This Thunder team is absolutely rolling.
Absolutely, Paris. And, it's just so impressive just to see the approach of this team day in and day out. We're at shoot around this morning, the focus level of the team.
Great point.
And, they just really don't skip any steps throughout their day. They're not thinking necessarily about the 17th win. They're thinking about the next win.
Yeah.
And so, they're just stacking games and days up, but it's all along the line of improvement. And you just look at this game itself and the way it played out. Chet Holmgren, again, just the force and physicality he played with in this one. The last two games, Paris, that's 49 points in 48 total minutes on 21 of 28 shooting for Chet. Just incredible efficiency and the diversity in which he's played with. Obviously, SGA coming back tonight, he was hyper efficient as well. And here's my other big takeaway from this game is, the Phoenix Suns, they're a team we talked about a lot in pregame. They want to play with physicality. Mm-hmm. They turn teams over a lot. They play very similarly to the Thunder in a lot of different ways. Both teams like to get their hands on you, play, bump you. The Thunder handled that just so much better than the Suns in terms of poise and composure, taking care of the ball, not reacting and doing something dumb like Grayson Allen did. So, in a lot of areas, the Thunder just handled the pressure and intensity a lot better than the Phoenix Suns did.
Yeah, Oklahoma City, they had control of this game from the outset. At no point did Phoenix really get a grip on this game, and that's a testament to how Oklahoma City was playing on both ends of the floor. Let's bring in Chris Fisher and Michael Cage, who called all of the action that we saw here in this Emirates NBA Cup game. Guys, what were your biggest takeaways?
Just another really impressive performance by this Thunder team. Michael, let's go back to Sunday when the Thunder took down the Utah Jazz. And, that was a blowout. They had all that hot shooting in the first quarter, and that game was over almost immediately. Here we have another 40-point blowout, 49 points. This one a little bit different, a little more methodical, but still they dominated the Phoenix Suns, and they did it on both ends of the floor, both offensively and defensively. Incredibly impressive from the top of the roster down to the bottom of the roster. This was an absolute takedown.
Yeah, and this was a whole lot better team than the last team they played in the Utah Jazz. So give the guys credit for just, understanding what's at stake. Emirates Cup quarterfinal, team wins tonight, goes to Las Vegas to play in the semifinals. And then you look at the other accolades that follows behind that. Paris Lawson brought it up, the 16-game winning streak. You're thinking about that sometimes, not, when the ball goes up, you don't think about it as a player. And then getting off to a 24-1 start. Okay, that's just some of the stuff that was, coming into this game, storylines. And then you look at the numbers, 22 made threes. My goodness, that's a massive number. You shoot 59% from the field. There was only one lead change. That was at the first. Well, a tie. No lead change at all. Just one tie. 34 points off turnovers. Big number. 29 points off turnover the last time these two teams met 2 weeks ago. So you see the adjustment. You see the focus. And you see not taking anybody lightly. This is no disrespect to the Suns. This is just where the Thunder are right now. They're all firing on the same piston. And they show up and they all lock arms. They show up. They step up no matter who steps out on the floor. Because this is not the same team that played tonight that was on the court Sunday night.
Well, I guarantee you that Phoenix had the Thunder's attention going back to that first matchup in late November. And when this Thunder team plays with intent and plays with the precision and the focus that it did on nights like tonight, it's the best team in the NBA. And they just show it night after night after night. But I thought that the focus and the intent was incredible.
Focus is the perfect way to put it, Fish, considering the fact that this was a one-possession game, basically, the last time that these two teams played inside of this building. A very, very different story here tonight. Chris and Mike, thank you so much, as always, breaking it down for us. We appreciate it. There's so much great action in this game. The Thunder had 36 or more points in the first 3 quarters of this game. So what do you say we roll the tape and go from the top? Let's see how this game unfolded. In the first quarter, the Phoenix Suns, they didn't really have it going early on, and a lot of that had to do with Case and Wallace just absolutely setting a tone from the outset.
It was like they started to try to do the defense chant, and the chant was at D before Case and Wallace had taken it away right there.
Someone say defense?
And gone coast to coast. It was an incredible tone setter. And again, we talked about it just a second ago. I just love the assertiveness that Chet Holmgren is playing with right now. That's some of the growth in his game, how his quick and release, the things that he's doing on the offensive end. He's just such a dynamic player. But again, the Phoenix Suns, they wanted to play with a lot of physicality, a lot of intention, and they were with the Thunder a little bit early, but Oklahoma City, when they just get it rolling on you on both ends, Paris, it is hard to keep pace, even if you're making shots like this.
Yeah, look at the scoreboard. You're going to see Oklahoma City just continue to create a lot of separation. And a lot of it early on was great offense, great shot making, and great decision making. The Phoenix Suns, they would have their moments. They would try to get in the passing lanes. They had plays like this where it just felt like, okay, this is what they're advertised to do. But Oklahoma City remaining poised and just answering with plays like this.
Great. I mean, that's like a back-to-back type of situation for J-Dub, of him just making a correction right there,
right.
A course correction on his drive, controlling, protecting the ball a little bit more. Just an incredible job by him. Incredible job by AJ. Just the moves that he puts on in traffic right there, slows his body down, be able to make that play. And then Case and Wallace again nearly gets that pick six, but that ball falls back to the Phoenix Suns. There was a number of them tonight, Paris, where the Thunder almost got it, and then the Suns were able to get it back. But in this case, the Thunder were able to break out, and Case gets what he deserves in the end, which is his pick six. Right?
I love that possession so much because Kaysen started it and Kaysen got a chance to finish it as well. But take a look at the ball movement for Oklahoma City. Alex Caruso, upon immediately checking into the game, knocks down a three. Great to see him back out there on the court for Oklahoma City. Very fitting that he was able to knock down a three.
Just has the defense's head spinning with the ball movement right there. Just so impressive. Again, the Phoenix Suns, they're a team that turns you over. They've played with a lot of hands, a lot of physicality, and they were up on the Thunder. They made Oklahoma City really work on the offensive end at a number of different times. But I thought the Thunder did such a great job of making an adjustment to that and just playing through a lot of that physicality and contact, but just not really letting the Suns disrupt them that much.
We heard from Chet Holmgren at shoot-around. He said, look, we have to match their force with physicality, and boy, did the Thunder do that. How about that block from Chet Holmgren? 1 of 3 for him in this game tonight.
Well, yeah, incredible timing on that quote, because that's exactly what Chet did right there. That might be one of my favorite plays ever from Chet, by the way. Just him taking that bump. Dylan Brooks sized him up, tried to use the shoulder to bump Chet off of him. Chet takes it and goes straight up. One of the things he told me, Paris, is that it's not about absorbing the contact. You're trying to stick with the offensive player. But it was really insightful the way that Chet is able to do that.
His ability to just read the game, feel the game, and make the right decision. Aaron Wiggins, he does that too, knocking down threes. And I felt like this is where it started to get real contagious out there for Oklahoma City. The ball went through, and suddenly everybody's making threes.
It's like the Thunder could feel an opposing team on the ropes a little bit, and they just kind of just hit the pedal to the metal in a lot of ways. Lou Dort seems like the timing of some of these threes when Lou Dort feels like he's got a team on the ropes. I mean, he just throws the haymaker on him. Again, just the ball movement here right before the buzzer to finish the half. An exclamation point on an incredible first half by the Thunder. And again, just the way that they played, Fish was talking about it, the precision that they played with, the focus. That first half was all about that.
And Oklahoma City, to start the third quarter, they would open the game on a 6-0 run right here to build out their largest lead of the game up to this point, force Phoenix to call a timeout. And this is really where they just completely put this game in the freezer.
I think this is one of the hardest things to do, by the way, is you have a huge lead at halftime, and then the other team's going into the locker room, and they want to come out and they want to try to make a 15-2 run, 15-4 run, get right back in the game. One of the hardest things I think to do is what the Thunder continue to do, Paris, which is come out of the second half with the same kind of focus and intention and play with that. I mean, look at all these plays. This is just, it looks like it's just so hard to just dribble against the Thunder, and the way that they disrupt your offense, make you work for everything. And Oklahoma City just continued to pour it on in this third quarter.
Absolutely nothing easy for the Phoenix Suns in this game. I mean, truly, it was all Oklahoma City. They're limited to just one shot, if you even get a shot off. And then on the other end of the floor, they have so many different threats. And if they get you in transition, that's basically a layup for this group.
No question. I mean, again, just the way that they play, the force they play with, the speed they play with, and then just the unselfishness. I mean, that's an extra pass. Dub has a good look right there, swings it right over to SGA. I mean, that's a pretty good swing right there to SGA open in the corner. But again, the Thunder they continue to play hard throughout this game too. This is just, again, the force, the physicality that you mentioned with Chet, the way that he plays through contact right there.
I thought the best part about this was that the Thunder, they're going to put up 36 points in this third quarter. A team that is already led by as many as 40-something points leading up to this, and they just keep their foot on the gas, getting out in transition. An incredible finish by Lou Dort here, taking on the foul from Dylan Brooks and still finding a way to win.
No question. And again, just the Thunder just continue to play. They continue to play their style. They don't get outside of themselves either, Paris, which I think is really impressive. They continue just to kind of play the same way throughout the game, sharing the ball, looking for good shots. I love this shot from Chet. So decisive on that one. You can tell he's feeling it a little bit. I mean, he was 4-4 from 3 tonight. Again, Chet's just playing awesome basketball. Caruso taking it away and then finding Chet. I mean, I just love the quick release. That's the stuff that Chet worked so hard on this summer to get back in his game, was really working on that quick release.
A season low 89 points for the Phoenix Suns and a season low 39% shooting from the field. I mean, the Thunder absolutely put the clamps on the Phoenix Suns, stifled every offensive opportunity that they had. Meanwhile, offensive efficiency for the Thunder off the charts, 22 made threes, 59% from the field. So really, you look at every margin of this game, and the Thunder won by a sizable amount. Incredible job, incredible focus by this group.
No doubt, and it should be said, I mean, the Suns obviously missed Devin Booker. I mean, this is an all-NBA player, multiple-time All-Star. One of the things that Devin Booker also can do is kind of settle your offense because he's a great passer, great distributor, and so you can kind of look to him to just kind of settle the game down. And it's one of the themes that we see a lot of times, Paris, against the Thunder, when you don't have not just one, but two, but three, but four guys out on the court that can kind of handle the ball. That's when the Thunder can really feast on you because they can really disrupt your offense when you don't have guys that are comfortable with the basketball in their hands. And that's one of the big areas I think they really missed Devin Booker tonight.
Yeah, and Oklahoma City took full advantage of that one, walking away with a 49-point victory against the Phoenix Suns. All right, the game, and this one, it goes to Chet Holmgren, who's been on quite a heater over the last few games. Tonight, he put up 24 points on 9 of 13, including a perfect 4 for 4 from 3.
And he did it in, I think, 25 minutes tonight,
that's right,
Paris, and that's on top of the game against Utah the other night, that it was 25 points in 23 minutes on 12 of 15 shooting. So it's the efficiency, while obviously not ever letting anything off in terms of the defensive end. Chet had 3 blocks tonight, 2 of which were just absolutely spectacular. One where he took the bump from Dylan Brooks, and then the other one where he got Brooks again, where he went way up in the air. I think we all held our breath for a second as Chet came tumbling down, but Chet was all right, and it was a spectacular block.
Incredible performance from Chet Holmgren, who Coach Dagnall said had an all-around, well-rounded game tonight. His fingerprints are truly all over the place if you look at just what on the score chart, but also if you just watch this game tonight, Chet was all over the place in terms of altering shots, but also moving the ball and helping the Thunder open things up offensively.
It's so fun to watch Chet too, because we all know what kind of worker he is and the type of mindset that he has in the offseason of the improvement that he wants to make. And I think that we can all see it right here in front of us of like, oh, he looks a little different.
Yep.
There's some intentionality to his game, some decisiveness, some pop, some power.
Yeah.
And the ball handling is better. That's one of the things Chet told me when I sat down and talked to him, is that he wants to think fast but play slow. And a lot of it was that he wanted to slow himself down and get under control. And he had a number of finishes tonight, Paris, that were exactly that, especially when he had those smaller players on him, where he just slowed his body down a little bit. And I just love seeing the development from Chet.
Yeah, the way his mind works. I mean, he is processing at a very, very high level. And you want to talk about a guy who processes the game at a high level? Let's talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's working with like a supercomputer up there. Finished this game with 28 points on 11 of 15 from the field.
I mean, SGA, I don't know. It's like he's like Chat GPT, Gemini. I don't know what, like something's going on. Like it doesn't feel real. I can tell you that right now. I think we need to get like a deep fake check on SGA because this guy is just unbelievable with the consistency that he plays with night in and night out, the focus level that he plays with, just such an impressive player in so many regards. And by the way, he was awesome on the defensive end tonight too, especially in that third quarter, like Coach Mark was talking about, the tone that was set. He had back-to-back steals that led to run-out layups.
That was right after Cason Wallace checked out of the game with going into the locker room, and then it felt like right after that, Shai was like, okay,
all right, I'll do it.
All right, I got you. Cason, we've got your back. A couple of steals. But that's been a theme for SGA, not just this season, but last season as well. Remember, he spent a lot of the time last year leading the NBA in steals per game. This is not new for him.
I think when you're as great a player as SGA is, in the consistent scoring and the efficiency and so many things that he does so well. And I mean, I think it's obvious as well. We're talking about Chet's improvement. I think everybody that's watched SGA under a microscope, like all of us Thunder fans have for so long, he's better too. And I think it's pretty clear that he's gotten better as well. But one of the things that just often goes overlooked with him is he is a plus on the defensive end. He is an additive defensive player. And a big reason why the Thunder are the best defensive team in the NBA is because any player that steps on the floor is a great defensive player, including the MVP.
And the player that typically plays the most, has the most usage on the team, is going to touch the ball the most, and is scoring the most points when he's out there laying it all out there defensively. Yeah, that sets a pretty good tone for the rest of the group out there on the court. All right, stick with us here on Thunder Live. When we come back, we'll hear from Jalen Williams, J-Dub, after tonight's win against the Suns.